Well, good morning. This is Brother Peter with more about wisdom. More about wisdom. Wisdom is that thing that only comes from the hand of God. Wisdom comes from the hand of God. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it says there is a time to plant. There's a time for everything and a time to pluck up. That's wisdom. Would you plant a garden and it look beautiful and it have, just say you planted beans and or peas, and here they are. They've grown up and they're out there and they're hanging on the vine. But you do not have enough wisdom to go pick them. What good are they? What good are they? You've got to be able to follow through with wisdom. Now I'm in the book of Proverbs, and I'm in chapter 8. And I have got to verse 21, and I'm going to start there. I cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures. Wow. I'm sitting in a house, paid for, built by the hand of the Lord through my hands. My hands did the work. The hand of the Lord gave the guidance. I don't know nothing about, I don't know anything about anything. You want to know the whole truth of the matter is, except the Lord give me the wisdom. I know nothing about nothing. All right, 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way before his works of old. Starting in 22, we're talking now about the living wisdom that came and walked on this earth, named Jesus Christ. If you don't see Jesus in the rest of this proverb from 22 to 36, you are blind and have no wisdom. Okay, here we go. 23. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. My goodness, I could stop right there and preach for 2 hours, but I won't. Verse 24. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. 25. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was brought forth. Verse 26. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. By the way, to God this whole planet is a ball of dust, and he holds it together. He holds it together. Is there a single solitary human soul on the earth that can explain gravity to you? Not one. God is the gravity that holds us on this earth, that holds the earth together. God is the gravity. Listen to this. Before the mountains were, and the hills were brought forth. 26. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields. 27. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set the compass upon the face of the depths. Listen, Jesus was with God when he set the compass on the face of the depths. When God said, let us make man in our own image, he was talking with the Son, Jesus Christ, the wisdom of God. All right, 28. When he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep. 29. When he gave to the sea his decree, that the waters should not pass his commandments. when he appointed the foundations of the earth. Yes, the earth has foundations. Well, how did they get here? They were appointed by God. Every now and then he shakes them a little bit. They're his foundations. You see, this earth is hung on nothing. Yes, also the Bible says it's hung on nothing. But that nothing is God's nothing. And God's nothing is a foundation for this earth. God's nothing is something to God, but it's nothing that we can see. Verse 29, when he gave the sea, remember, he gave the sea boundaries. Otherwise, the sea would climb out of its place and wash away and take over one more time this whole earth. The sea had at one time taken over the earth, and it had taken it over and grown in such a way that the earth, as it liquefied, solidified, it shrunk. And as it shrunk, it became totally encased in a ball of water. And it was taken over by the water, the great flood, of the great chariots, or however you pronounce it. And it was taken over. And when God came down to establish it, he took his hand and stuck it in the water. And he picked some water up over the top and put it in the sky. And he took the water and divided it and made land stick up out of that water. And as that land dried, it became hard surface. And as it became hard surface, it made dips in places where God took his fingers and pressed it in the earth. And now we have dry land. You wet that land, and what happens? It solidifies. And if you were to wet it, if the ocean was to keep wetting it with the waves, it would solidify, 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 and shrink into a little small ball. This earth is not big. This earth is very, very, very small. All of the water that's on the earth makes the earth look very large. But the only reason it looks very large is those dry areas that protrude out of the water. Okay, 29. He gave the sea 30. Then I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him. Wow. Study that verse 29, verse 30. Study that verse. My goodness, what a verse. He was the Son of God, brought up with God. He was his delight. And he was with him on a daily basis, rejoicing always day and night in him and before him. Wow. 31. Rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth, my delights were the sons of men. Oh my goodness, God made Adam, and he made Eve, and Jesus was there, and Jesus' wisdom came down, dwelt with Adam, and that was his desire, to dwell through his Father with man. Still is. Verse 32. Now therefore, hearken unto me, O ye children of blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors, for whosoever findeth me findeth life. You find Jesus Christ, you find life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. Remember now, we're in the Old Testament, in chapter 8 of Proverbs, and this is Jesus Christ speaking to us. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own